Hello, all you people out there in podcast land. This is Texas Tom. In today's episode, we're going to talk about politics, current events, and things going on right now. Well, hello all. We're back again, and this time to address taxes. Yeah, taxes, that subject that grinds on all of the working people who are burdened with it. Let's look at what taxes we pay and the hidden taxes that you didn't know you pay. Remember, this is a topical overview. It would take far longer than just a few minutes to really visit this topic. To start out with, I like to use what I call the loaf of bread analogy. This analogy, although simple, can be applied to all products and services in our country. After all, our government taxes everything we buy and do, either through sales tax or regulatory fees they impose. Let's start with a simple loaf of bread and where that loaf of bread begins. It all begins on a farm. A farmer wants to grow wheat so that others can make bread. He pays his taxes on his land and buys a tractor. He pays a tax on his tractor. Then he has to buy fuel, which he pays taxes on. He buys seeds and pays taxes on that. He buys fertilizer and he pays taxes on that. He has to set aside money for maintenance and tires for his tractor, and that includes the cost of taxes for those things. He harvests his grain and he loads his truck, which he's also paid tax on, along with yearly tax registration. He gasses his truck and he pays tax on the gas. He drives into town on a road built with his taxes. He drops off his grain at the local mill. Now compound all the taxes that he's paid and that the mill pays to stay in business, then include the bakery and their taxes, and then the store and their taxes. And pretty soon, you realize that most of the cost of your, say, $3 loaf of bread is actually taxes. Then you think about this process for everything else we consume and buy. You have to realize we're probably paying closer to 90% of our income, maybe even more, in taxes. We really are being robbed of the value of our labor. So this is how our government works. Our founding fathers never envisioned or planned for a government that is so out of control. We have unfortunately allowed a criminal enterprise to take over our country. Politicians are now entering into their careers and become millionaires as they spend years in office, and yet we keep voting in these criminals over and over again. Open your mind, my friends. Stay alert. It'll probably get worse before it gets better. Thanks, and have a good day.